His question was, if you could afford it, how many women you think you could tolerate before going crazy?
What you mean by that?
Like, how many women you think some Hugh Hefner shit? How many girlfriends you think you could have if you could afford it at one time?
If I could afford it?
Yeah, before you like, nah, this is too much. 2?
It's a lot of personality.
I was
be
gonna
trying
say
to tell
3.
you, it's a lot of personality, nigga.
If I could afford it, I'm going 7.
So
7. If I could afford it was the operative phrase.
Because what if you got 2 chill joints where it's like, I could do a third one?
All right, yo. Welcome back. This is another episode of the Lunchroom Podcast.
Yes, sure.
Yes, sir. So before we're going to get this out the way real quick.
All we doing is getting money. Showing niggas some love, nigga. Wabbly-dabbly. Niggas out here don't love me, nigga. They don't love.
If you hear that, drop that. Just means show us some love. Like, comment, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? It's me, Dapper Dan. Across from me is my guy, Fritz. Next to my guy, Fritz, is my guy, Ray, aka the movie guy, and behind the camera is Fredo as usual. At the table, we're not alone. This is not a trio episode. We got a guest, and what we do on this show, I don't know if Fritz told you, but I don't introduce our guests. You gotta introduce yourself here, because you know better than me who you are. You know what I mean?
Yes. My name Deshawn. You could call me D, just for short purposes and stuff like that. But work in social media. Graduated from Buff State and stuff like that alongside these guys. So I'm a regular dude, man, just out here making it, doing things I do in life. So glad to be here, man.
Welcome to the show, man. Welcome to the show.
Yes, sir. So, with that being said, we're going to get a little invasive. We're going to dive into who you are.
Ask you wild questions.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's do it.
Let's get into this. So, you want to start off?
That's the elephant in the room for me. I want to know, how did working with Bleacher Report come about?
All right. Well, it's a long process, honestly. Like, I think it goes back to just college, and things like that. I think staying active. If you ask me tips, my number one thing for a college student is like to just be active, do internships and things like that, get involved with your department. I think that's what started me first and foremost, just writing for the newspaper, got some articles and just applying. I think like a lot of things in life is just looking for it, jobs and stuff like that, internships. So if you look for it actively, like I have jobs and I look constantly, just to see what's out there, because it's a lot that you miss by just not looking.
Right.
So did that. I think I came across an internship with ABC just on Instagram, on the following page, RIP to that. But so on the following page, somebody put it up, and I saw it. I applied, and there was 2 departments that I wanted. It was sports and another joint called Here and Now. I don't know if anybody watched that. It's like a old time show for like Black history and stuff like that. So, small show, but they get 2 interns, and I got selected. It wasn't a lot of us, Black people and stuff like that when we went in there, but I got it, and that gave me my foot in the door. So I think from there, again, just actively looking, and again, I could go into detail and talk forever about my journey, but I think just being persistent, knocking on doors, using LinkedIn, sending people messages and stuff like that, DMs. I DM the boss and I stay persistent. They said they was going to call me in a week. They didn't. I emailed them again. I got my foot in the door and everything worked out. So that's where I'm at today. Got to, so.
Yeah, so I want to speak to one point you made. You said talk about internships. Now, I'm going to ask a little bit of a basic question. You could dodge it if you want. Did you get paid for your internship?
I got paid for that internship.
So would you have done an internship if it wasn't paid?
Yeah, I would. I think my second internship wasn't paid. I did an internship the following semester for like Time Warner, and it wasn't paid. I got a stipend for about $200 probably at the end.
At the end of the month,
at the end of this whole internship or something like that, like a couple $100. But
mad lunches.
It was worth it. It was brutal at the same time. I had some, but that's the nature of the game. That's the name of the game. So you got to put in that work, and that's what I did. So I would have done it if it was unpaid.
So, like, can you speak to what kind of experiences you got from doing paid and unpaid internships, just internships in general, I guess?
One thing I would say, like when I got into my first internship, it was a lot of terms and a lot of things that I heard in class that I probably didn't pay attention to and things like that. things that I didn't think I would need that I heard, and I'm like, oh, I remember that. You know, I remember taking down definitions and doing this in that class. So
what was your major?
Communications and journalism. So just a lot of things like that, taking notes and taking class more serious, you know, because those are some of the things that actually, you know, in your major classes is going to pertain to your career. So that was one thing that I took from that, you know, in that internship that I wanted to continue throughout school. And I think just really having stuff on your resume, you know, and being able to speak to things that you did. I think that me working for ABC is, you know, great because you get the company recognition at the end of the day. But I think that you can be your own boss now, especially with your own platforms and things like that when it comes to journalism and things like that. So you can do whatever and still, you know, be able to catapult yourself into a company like ABC, Bleacher, and things like that.
Nice.
Yeah. So with the internships and stuff like that, did you find yourself like having to create the work for yourself? Because I know like in my internship, it wasn't really much room for growth for me. So I guess when ABC or Time Warner, did you see like there was room for growth? Did they actually give you stuff to do, or was it more like self-made? You had to like seek out certain things on your own.
I think it was a lot of seeking out stuff on my own.
Okay.
A lot of times, even from ABC and Time Warner, it was me just, you know, searching for news articles. When it came to ABC specifically, it was searching for news articles, you know, from the first thing in the morning. My boss may not be in, so these are things that I had to do, find stuff to do. A lot of times it was downtime, but that's the challenge, you know, not being a fly on the wall. And that's something I learned going through each job. So even at Time Warner, which, you know, it was a culture shock at the same time. You know, I was from the city. Everybody else was from Western New York, you know, so you can imagine how that is. But, you know, just being in there after classes and not much work to do unless I'm out in the field, it's like, all right, let me edit something. But that's what you got to do. I think that's what separates you at the end of the day. You know, how far you go does, you know, determine. I don't think it's 100% clearly as other factors, but I think. There's
always a little bit of
Right. So I think on top of the other factors, you do have to put some work in and say, all right, let me do stuff on my own time, whether it's learning, you know, putting in work to show. So
what I'm hearing you say is basically, I mean, obviously it's a combination of, you know, different things, but obviously luck is kind of involved in this as well. Not necessarily luck, but like just timing, like certain things just being right time, right place, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, would you say like all that, you know, the internships, everything, school, all that, like would you say you were definitely prepared for what you received? Like you searched out things that you were ready to take on? Or were you looking for things that were like beyond, you know, what you were even skilled enough to do at the time?
I would say like I didn't imagine myself being here. So even going back to the internship, I wasn't even gonna interview for the ABC internship. Like I was in Buffalo, 7 hours away from New York City, and I think I got the invite to interview, but it was like that same weekend. And again, I'm in Buffalo, so it's like I told my mom I wasn't gonna do it, but she was like, "Yeah, I'll pay for the flight for you to come here and go back." So you know, I did go, and thank God I did. So you know, right. And you know, I don't know if I would have been here if I didn't do that. You know, she didn't give me that push. So I think it's a little bit of that and just planning. You know, I think from there. It was more planning, you know, out 6 months looking at, and that's what I suggest for a lot of people, just planning months in ahead, a year in advance, always knowing what your next step is going to be, you know, and I think, again, once you know what your next step is going to be and you put your energy towards it, you know, it's going to come to you.
Switching gears just a little bit, who's someone that you met because of your line of work that damn near had you starstruck, and who's somebody that you want to meet?
Somebody that had me starstruck?
Or at least damn near.
Have you reached that yet? Like,
I don't think I did. I met a couple people at like the NBA holiday party when I worked there, but
you can name drop.
Yeah, nah, definitely. It's funny. I mistake NBA players. I have funny times there. But Adam Silver was somebody that's interesting. Okay. You know, a funny story with him is I'm tall. Yeah. But he's a cool dude. You know, like cool dude. Have a conversation with you. You know, like I think he know how to speak. He a people person at the same time. So if he don't know you, he gonna be able to have a good conversation with you. But it's a good dude. Again, you'll probably be starstruck. Like yo. And again, I think I was moderating. What happened was I was moderating a town hall meeting. In Secaucus, and so if you raise your hand when we had questions, I would go give you the mic and things like that. But nobody had questions, so he's like, questions. Nobody raises their hand, and he's like, what about you? You don't have any questions? So I'm just like, like damn, you know, and you want to put on for the boss. So, you know, everybody looking at you. I'm just a production assistant at the time. So I'm just like, damn, you know, I ain't have nothing. But again, I think going forward, I had another time where I bumped shoulders with him in the meeting and stuff like that. And he asked for questions and I came prepared, you know. So at first it was like a shock. But at the same time, you meet people and everybody, you know, down to earth once you get to know them.
For people that don't know, Adam Silver is the NBA commissioner.
Yeah, so can you speak to your physical job now, like your job title, what you actually physically do? Because I think we might have skipped that.
Yeah.
Got you. So I'm a social programmer with House of Highlights, which is under Bleacher Report and Warner Media. So pretty much I program content for House of Highlights, their Instagram pages, their Twitter pages, even Facebook and Snapchat, TikTok, you know. So a lot of the stuff that you see in the page is things that, you know, I curate, edit, and things like that. Work alongside a team. It's not just me, you know, so it's a team of about 6 of us off the top of my head, and everybody really contributes. You know, House of Highlights is a bigger team just beyond social media. So, you know, it's a lot of things that I just chip into from original content. Started creating my own original content on TikTok and things like that, you know, so just a lot of things that got to deal with social media. Anything social media is us, you know, is me included, you know, so that's what I do.
What do you use to edit?
Adobe primarily, but it's a lot of different platforms that you can edit, you know, websites and things like that, that you could just go on. I found myself like, I'm a person that if I don't know how to do it, I'm gonna search it up, you know, things like that. And I think that goes a long way. You know, it's a lot of tricky things that, you know, little things that go a long way, you know, but if you just take the time to search it and say, how do I do this? Look up a YouTube video and things like that. You'll find that a lot of things are not, you know, too tough. And as you put in that time and that effort, see what works and things like that, you know, you'll get a pattern going.
For sure.
How was it being like, because they say journalism is a dying occupation.
Right.
But like from what I could see, from what you're saying, you know, like there's different niches. Like just because like it's not journalism per se, like the throwback way of like putting pen to paper.
Print journalism,
For me,
right.
I feel like from what you say, you're like a social media manager in a sense.
Right, definitely.
Yeah. So like, can you explain like how did you fall into that niche? Like you just like woke up. I know you didn't wake up one day, feel me, and just was like, okay, I'm gonna run social media now.
Right. Social media wasn't here, you know, like, you know, when I was 12 or 10 and stuff like that. So that wasn't a dream job. I think at the time growing up, even getting all the way to college, it was being like a Stephen A. Smith. It was being a journalist. I saw everybody that was on ESPN really just write, you know, like they took the journalism route. I wanted to get close to the game of basketball. I wanted to be on the court and stuff like that. I didn't really have a passion to be in front of the camera, but as long as I was close to the game, got to have experiences and things like that and make good money doing it. That's what I wanted to do. So I followed that route as I went along. Like I said, I started writing for the newspaper when I was in college. But going into my internships, it was production internships. You know, it was because everything again, you know, so it was production, and then Spectrum was the news. So it was more, you know, multimedia, whether it was writing and it was a little bit of recording, getting in front of the camera, video editing. So it's a mixture of everything. And I think that's where you have social media in today's age, where, you know, journalism in today's age within social media. So you can do anything down to TikTok. You know, you could have your top 5 NBA players in a drawn out 100-word article. You could have it in a video on YouTube. You could have it in a 7-second TikTok video, you know, and that's all journalism. That's all reporting on the same thing. And I think and it's something I think you guys was talking about on your last show, and it was just about it was I think the topic was why don't relationships last, or we go for marriage or something like that. And I think the answer, so I think the answer was for me, instant gratification, you know. So a lot of things like TikTok, you know, is 7 seconds, 15 seconds, bang, and then on to the next video. So I think that knowing that's why, you know, print and nobody is reading the article, newspapers and things like that. Even television, you know, nobody's sitting down and watching it because, you know, who really has an hour? So many things you can do nowadays, you know, in that time frame that, you know, it's different avenues to get your voice out. Yeah.
It just sounds like, feel me, you got in where you fit in, and you fell into a niche that, like, feel me, that it's probably ahead of your time. Like you got in early. Right.
And that's what it's about. You know, I think that even a lot of people that's, you know, high up in certain places within like digital media and stuff was grandfathered in because, again, you know, I know people, I'm not too many years far out from people who when they're in the company, how it probably started was, you know, social media was a side project for some people, you know, and they was asking the boss, hey, let me do this. The boss didn't see the vision, you know, so it's again staying ahead of the curve, knowing the trends and stuff like that. And what turned into a side project for that person, you know, led them to be the director of content, you know, for organization and stuff like that. And again, once you know, have that stuff on your resume, and especially when you start to build the brand recognition, you know, I think that it just continues to climb, and, you know, you got to understand and know how to use, you know, leverage what you got.
For sure.
To switch gears just a little bit, for listeners who may be interested in fraternities and sororities, can you touch on the benefits that have come with being a part of one, especially one that's in a Divine Nine?
Right. So I'm a brother at Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, for those who don't know. So I think going back to the NBA conversation and people who being starstruck around, not really starstruck, but a person that I met, and this is something that, you know, I joined the fraternity for, just not for only just for the brotherhood, but also just a network of brothers, you know, like a lot of us is achieving in different fields and things like that. And not only, you know, media, because there's a lot of people you meet that I could name, you know, and Mark Tatum is one of them within not the media, but the NBA, you know, so he's like the second hand to Adam Silver, excuse me. So he's really high up, but he's down to earth at the same time, you know. He's a brother across that Cornell, you know, years back. And I didn't know that. So I was fortunate, you know, to know, you know, people who, you know, cross at the same time as him, you know, that know him personally and things like that. So, met him, you know, just shot him an email. And, you know, I think I could have went through brothers as well. I know people who went to the brothers, but I've heard before I got to him that he was so cool, that he was just like, yo, he got in the office. You thought that he would, you know, probably be a stuck up kind of guy, you know, because of the position. But he got in there. He was just like, yo, how can I help you? And I heard that with he did that with a lot of brothers. So that was cool. I got there. I got to know him, you know, from Brooklyn, went to the same schools that you know, my peers went to. You know, he's from the Caribbeans. I can't remember where from specifically, you know, but real down to earth dude, real person to talk to. So I just use that as an example to show that, you know, besides the glitz and the glamour and things like that, there's a lot of things that you could use it for, you know, or benefit from, you know, in the sense of a fraternity that, you know, you don't know about until you join.
For sure. And I can speak to those same things. I'm a brother, Goof Out Group Such Fellows Incorporated. Okay. So like same type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Brotherhood, network, and all that, guys.
Right. So, has its perks.
Yeah. For sure. But
I got two more questions.
Oh, go ahead. Right. Cool.
Being from New York.
Right.
How was it running the MTA Twitter page?
I forgot about that.
Right. So in my past, I also I was a digital communication specialist for the MTA. So
these titles are crazy.
They
really be embellishing the shit, like, for me, like
right.
What you gotta do for your resume though?
That's exactly what you got to do. Like I said, you know, you just got to leverage the titles, leverage the stuff that you do. Right. So yeah, man, and I got that because I'm a sports guy, you know, so I think just to even give a little bit more background, before I got that job, I was unemployed for like about 10 months. You know, my contract ended at the NBA, and I refused to take a job that was just, you know, at Walmart, shit. Target, you know, nothing against those. I just wasn't settling, you know.
That wasn't the direction you were taking.
Right. And granted, I was fortunate enough not to have to do that, you know, but at the same time, I was applying every day, you know. I was looking every single day. I'm sure I applied to over 100 jobs. I sent over, you know, 100 LinkedIn messages. I was messaging people on Instagram, Twitter, and things like that. And pretty much that's how I landed my job where I'm at now. You know, when you talk about Bleacher Report, even to get, I think it all connects, you know. So the funny story, and it shows the drive where when I was unemployed looking for a job, I applied at the NFL. I met this guy. I DM'd some dude on Twitter. You know, this guy that I saw he was a social media manager, did my Googles, found him on Twitter. Because you got to also try to get the best way to it's 100 people applying. You know, a lot of people are qualified just like you. Right. So again, talking about, you know, me having the brand recognition versus somebody who may not, but also may be better than me at certain aspects and have the same experience as me. The difference of getting noticed is taking these different avenues, you know. So use social media to your advantage. I DM'd some guy, you know, he referred me to a guy. 2 years later, this is the same guy that hired me at House of Highlights, you know, and
full circle moment.
Right. And you know, and I'm just like, wow. wow. And I interviewed with him, and then I said, yo, I know this name. I searched my email, and then it's like on 2 different occasions. So that was one time when I tried to get hired there, and another time, like a year or 2 later, I tried to get hired there again when he was working there at the NFL. And he was gonna hire me, but it was in LA, so I'm like, I didn't want to go. But he got hired at Bleacher Report, House of Highlights. Hot got connected, and I'm like, yo, so that was just again a full circle moment to just show, you know, when you being persistent, when you knocking on them doors, you know, when you networking at the same time, you're gonna run into these people, you know, when you go in that extra effort, you're gonna be noticed, you know. So that stuff I did. I can't remember the question now, but yo, take those notes. And I think
I just asked how it was running the MTA Twitter page from being from.
I didn't even get to that. Right. I didn't even get to the look. So that. Oh yeah. Right. So I'm gonna get to that. So I got there, applied there once, didn't get it, applied there again. You know, same story. You know, again, over 100 jobs I applied to. Running there is hilarious. You know, like running there is hilarious. It's a lot of people who just, you know, complain about everything we see on a daily basis. Things that you would go that you don't even notice anymore, that you're so numb to. We get all type of complaints about this stuff. You know, I don't even want to go too deep into it, but I think, you know, that's something I know.
What's the craziest thing you probably heard? Like
they say everything. Like, yo, I hope your grandmother dies. I hope you catch cancer. Like they say everything. And it's
probably like 80,000 fuck empty.
It's yes, all the time. SMD, you know, everything you can imagine. You know, I see my friends up there some days, you know, I be at work and I see this person I follow, and every day she woke up and she was like, yo, SMD, MTA. I don't want to say any names, man, but you know, all I'm saying is I know people that, you know, I follow and just I see and I be like, wow, that's crazy. And I just take it on the chin, man. You know, I just take it on the chin. That's all you can do. They're not talking to you. Yeah, right. And you know, I'm from New York, so it's like, all right, bro, I'm not worried about you. You know, you venting. Some people vent. That's what it is. You know, they getting off work, and I get it. At times, yo, you know, you tight. You tight. You get off work. You get off work a little late, possibly, and then your train take a long time. So I get it, but you know, I try to do my best to get everybody moving along. And if somebody cursing us out, there's only so much I could do, man.
For sure. I mean, you ain't. It ain't you.
Yeah, so he just for me the man behind the scenes.
Exactly, I'm the middleman. You know, I'm trying to help you at the end of the day. You know, so I just get the related information, and things like that. Yeah. So you know, it's an interesting time working there for sure.
For sure.
My last question is, okay, so what is your end goal? Like in this, like what do you? I don't want to say your dream job, but like what is the thing you want to end? Like for me,
is there even an end goal currently?
I don't know. I guess retirement is the goal, and I just want to move up the ladder. I guess like I'm not somebody. I always say I'm not somebody who want to be rich. I don't need a Lamborghini and stuff like that. I do want to be good financially, but I think, you know, with that comes other streams of income and things like that. So that's primarily what I'm gonna be focusing on. I want to say eventually, but again, just moving up. You know, I think becoming a manager, becoming a vice president, a director, and stuff like that. Like this is what I want to do, and I think the goal is ultimately, you know, to just open the door for others. I mean, if I can help people and things like that, that's what I strive to do, you know, in any way possible. And just connect these pages that I'm running and stuff like that with the community and things like that. That's what I strive to do within that thing. So wherever it takes me in that realm within social media, but I think for the most part within my career, it's just going up the food chain, you know, director positions, vice president positions, all of that type of stuff. And other than that, you know, different incomes coming in.
Bet.
That whole Bitcoin.
Know the vibes, bro. You know the vibes. You know the crypto vibes, man. So that's it. You got to get it one way or another.
Facts. Well, that was like pretty much all we had for the little interview segment.
Got you.
That was real great, man. A lot of good gems dropped, all that good stuff. But now we're going to transfer into our topic base, because I know you watched a couple episodes, so you know the vibes we try to get to. Everything is real random. It's real topical. We do a lot of storytelling on here. So what we're going to get into right now is called the Lunchline Chatter. For those that don't know, I'm talking to people that might watch this because you in it, the new people that might watch it. Lunchline Chatter is what we came up with our name for, like our news, current events kind of stuff. But we got a drop for it that Ice-T does.
News for you.
Yeah, it's Ice-T saying he got news for us.
Okay.
So, What we got here?
This is one thing currently.
Talk about the gas shortage, man.
Facts. Y'all the drivers, so how has that shit been, my nigga?
Because honestly,
have you experienced, have you gone to a spot that has, no gas?
Nah. I mean, honestly, from what I know, the pipeline issue hasn't reached New York yet.
Yeah, I don't think it affected us yet.
A pipeline runs from some southern state to, I think right below Pennsylvania. So the line literally looks like that. Okay. And it doesn't really come to us, but it can affect us if it goes on too long.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying, people got to come get gas so much to fill up their spot, then gas going to get to 4:30. You know what I'm saying?
I saw some crazy pictures. People filling up buckets.
Tupperware.
Mad Tupperware. I'm
I saw.
I saw some
hold
on, real quick.
Putting the shit in a plastic bag. Wouldn't the gasoline do that
Niggas
shit?
retarded, bro.
I'm like, yo, that don't make no sense.
Good luck.
I got the Bloomberg. I got the Bloomberg app, and then one of the notifications I got, it said Colonial Pipeline paid nearly $5 million in ransom to hackers last week.
So they paid $5 million to the, because supposedly it's Russians that hacked this shit.
I heard about that. Yeah, I heard something about that. I didn't read into it, but I think I probably saw that.
Supposedly it's Russians that hacked into this
ransom
shit.
For the gas.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the world get
the first thing I thought about when I read this shit, because I thought it was fake until I seen a couple people on Twitter there's no gas at this station right now. I'm like, what the fuck? I thought about the Die Hard movie. The Live Free or Die Hard or whatever, when niggas shut down the whole everything. I'm like, yo, we might be in the end times. I'm not going to front.
Gas, because I mean, before this even became real news, gas is already still
higher than it should be.
Slowly. It's getting up there.
Yeah, and it's because right now, usually in the summertime, it started dwindling a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
My thing is, if you need it, you need it.
Or maybe it might be reversed. It might be reversed. But either way,
it goes up in the summer and it goes down in the winter. I don't know how.
Either way, it was even in the wintertime, it was still higher than it really usually was, in my opinion. So I don't know what's going on.
I mean, that just shows how crazy America is. Because when there's a shortage or something, niggas go stupid.
You saw what happened in the pandemic.
Paper shit,
bro, people bought shit they didn't even need to last. Nobody went and bought canned goods. Niggas went and bought toilet paper.
In Georgia, right? That's where it's at for the most part. Yeah.
The South is nasty, bro. A lot of niggas was trolling the ones with the electric cars.
Right. I saw that.
Niggas said it's electric.
They up right now.
I did not think about that. That's crazy.
Bro. They not worried about that.
Wow.
That's jokes.
They said it's no gas. They said it's electric.
It's probably all a part of the plan, man.
Facts. That's what I'm saying.
I told my coworker it's Elon Musk, bro. It's that Elon Musk.
Niggas that be paying Russians to do shit anyway.
Bro, that's what I'm saying.
Wicked, so they say,
he don't got time. It's a real sick world, I'm telling y'all. But with that being said, we're gonna close that chapter. We're gonna go into the cookie crumb segment. What we call cookie crumbs is basically
No.
But it's basically anything that deals kind of I want to say relationship-y, kind of men to women, relations, things of that nature. Go in this segment. I don't really have a real dynamite phrase for it,
it's not
but
really.
it's whatever you think go in there. So
I follow Lil Duval. For the people that don't know, Lil Duval is a comedian. And
Smile, bitch.
Facts. And he posted a question. He said
that won a Grammy, right?
I think so.
Did it? Either it was nominated. Yeah,
sure.
That's crazy.
Fuck. I just got played.
Just jumped in.
His question was, if you could afford it, how many women you think you could tolerate before going crazy?
What you mean by that?
How many women you think you... some Hugh Hefner shit. How many girlfriends you think you could have if you could afford it at one time?
If I could afford it?
Yeah. Before you this is too much. 2?
It's a lot of personality. I was trying to tell you, there's a lot of personality, nigga.
If I could afford it, I'm going 7. 7?
I think money is a factor there, but I also think the maintenance.
That's what I'm thinking about.
If I could afford it, was the operative phrase.
Because what if you got 2 chill joints where it's I could do a third one?
You mix too much personalities. You feel me? It's just
that's true. I don't got that much time to talk to that.
They don't have to see each other.
What happens if one has a problem with the other? Now you got to deal with all that.
If I can afford it,
but you could keep them away from each other though.
True.
That's what I'm saying, right?
That's true.
I'm not even living in New York if I got 7
with
women.
these questions, you can always get deeper. Do they know about each other? Do they have to
I'm
know
pretty sure
about
they
each
know
other?
about each other. Let's just say they do.
Right.
I mean, you rich. You could tell them yo,
but
listen.
then again, I can ask you. Do we live together?
Let's say we do.
Oh nah, I'm definitely.
These are living girlfriends.
If my house is big enough, if I can afford it,
I don't know how many people I could live with. Period.
Yeah, that's another thing. Facts.
That's tough. I mean, I'm sure I'll get a maid to clean up and stuff like that. So, but no.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to. I don't know. Probably
I'm choosing 2, my nigga. That's it.
7.
Wifey and a mistress.
I deal with you Sunday.
I think like if somebody said 3
deal
would be
with you
reasonable.
Mondays.
I'm
You
not mad at
Tuesday,
3,
you
but-
Wednesday, you Thursday. It's 7.
Sometimes that third one for me, it just be throwing off the vibe. I'm not gonna front.
Nah, yeah. Sometimes you may not want to see Tuesday. Sometimes you may just not want to see her. She got you mad.
That's it. That's
So
what the
you don't
money
wanna
comes
see
in. Now
her.
you buy her something, so you dealt with her for that day.
Nah, maybe you mad at you just don't want to see her. Now you got to go to your
I don't want to do
vacation house or
anything.
something.
Like I don't want to buy her any. I don't want to do anything. She got me mad, bro.
But
Like, I
the
don't wanna
operative
deal with
word
that.
is if you can afford it. I can afford to ignore her.
I can afford to be mad at her.
And I feel you right. It is. Yeah. Oh, you got
7 is crazy, bro. That's a starting 5 and
7's
2 role
crazy.
players. That's a lot.
That's
a lot.
2 role plays is a
But
lot.
if you can afford it, you could afford
Posey
it.
coming off the bench.
Right. Yeah, that's tough. That's
Oh
tough.
man, oh man. All right. So we're gonna close that segment out, closing out Cookie Crumbs. We're gonna head into our microphone check. All right, what the topic we got for microphone check is
So T-Pain, he posted this tweet that I've been saying for like the last 7 years of my life. And I'll quote, "The producers are the ones that deserve all the clout because y'all really don't be liking these songs. Y'all just like the beats. When you hear a certain producer's tag, you don't give a fuck who's on it because you know you're going to like the beat. Give them they flowers for real." And I just want to know if y'all agree with this. Should producers get more flowers, or rather, do you think producers should get more credit than the artists sometimes?
then the artists know, but they definitely deserve a little more recognition. I'm gonna take this a little right, not even a left or right, because I have family that is an engineer, and that's a super important.
Niggas don't talk
job.
about the engineers.
My
That's a
cousin's an
fact.
That's what I'm
engineer.
saying.
He works
That's
out
a
of
fact.
Virginia, mixed by Mooch. Shout out Mooch. They're still fighting for credit on the
actual
shit
song,
on the
yeah.
songs, bro. You gonna get your producer credit, you gonna get your tag or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? But going back to producers, you know what I'm saying? They definitely should get more credit because a lot of, especially for like you said today, we really don't be liking like what song is saying. The beat go hard, but like the artist, he has to find a way, or she has to find a way to no homo ride the beat. You know what I'm saying? So like that has to give.
That's what I was gonna say.
You have to give credit to that too. So I don't
Sometimes
say
the
more.
producer helps them do that.
That's
though.
that's
For me,
true.
like,
But as I said, it's more than a producer. You got the
Yeah,
engineer.
like-
But I mean, if we're
the
talking about
everybody
just
mixing it.
producers that deal with the beat, or are we talking about producer in full? That
could that be
a
all of
real,
it?
Producer in full.
a
a
real
producer's a producer.
Facts.
For
So
me,
in that case,
But
then
it's
I
more
mean,
than a producer behind the track too. It's not
True,
just
true.
So that's what I'm saying. The engineer, anybody, I don't know the ins and outs, but whoever mixing it, all that stuff, I think it's they get a.
I feel like we've done a good job though of giving them, like, depending on who you are. Obviously, like, if you're still making a name for yourself, you're not gonna get that much credit. You're still making a name for yourself. But like, ever since like DJ Khaled does what he was doing, like I feel like niggas like Metro, for me, DJ Esco, like
I feel like DJ Khaled curated.
like a lot
he
like.
definitely a
Right.
curator.
Yeah.
808 Mafia, like Southside, like this.
Yeah, he not that good at it.
All
I
these
keep it
producers,
big.
like they have clout. Like I think they have enough clout where, like, for me, like
They do, and a
had-
couple of them is even becoming rappers and
That's
stuff
what
like that. I
I'm
mean, it's
saying.
been happening, but I feel like more so now than ever. Like,
I've definitely T-Pain. I feel like is thinking about when his era. For
Nah,
me.
he's just talking about in general.
But then
bro.
again, I don't know.
But that's where he
one thing I
comes
can't speak to is the money, the splits right now. I don't know what.
Yeah, what the
like
money
maybe
is
he's
like.
talking credit as in notoriety and maybe the money as
Maybe.
well. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
Because I don't know what the check splits is like. I know it's a weird thing that go on between artists and
Yeah.
producer when you make
Sometimes
a track.
it just be like a payment, like a one-time payment.
One-time payment. Sometimes
No
it's a
royalty,
recurring.
no
You know what I'm
back
saying?
end,
I don't know
Listen,
what
man,
goes into there.
I don't
I'm not a music business
hate
guy.
it. I don't hate, but there's music that I hear. When I hear it, I'm like, yo, bro, this wasn't it. But the beat was crazy
Sweden
Right,
makes a
right,
career
right.
off that.
That's what I'm saying.
and pretty privileged too.
And
right,
I forgot what they call it. It's like nostalgia. Like she
Yeah.
plays on nostalgia
Yeah,
thing too.
yeah.
Yeah, they gonna say we hate
Nostalgia,
women.
I think they
With
call
the
it like
samples
nostalgia
and stuff
porn.
like that, yeah,
But like,
yeah,
nigga,
yeah.
the thing is, I hate. We gonna get to this too about facts coming off as like hate or like we like
Oh.
like her. That's a fact about her. Like she takes
Yeah.
her best songs are remakes. But
OD.
I just want to speak to we don't hate women here.
And I
just wanna
think
speak to
like
that.
the flow is important too. Like the beat is cool, but also the flow, and the artist probably made the flow more
Yeah,
times
yeah.
than the
Nah, but
producer did,
even
so.
sometimes with certain flows,
Like,
they
they-
just don't be saying shit. They be
Right,
flowing.
right. That's what I was gonna say. Like for the most part, it's like, how many songs are we listening to for lyrics? I think that's the point that he was trying to get. But at the same time, it's the flow. Who can flow with that beat the best?
Sometimes the beat. Sometimes though, like it'd be hard to like depending on the flow. It's hard for them to flow because the beat, like basically. Depending on the rapper, their flow makes the beat because the beat
Right,
could be
right,
so
right.
simple that the flow makes the beat.
Yeah.
It's like that's what like
One
niggas
hand
like
watch the other. That's what it
like
is,
niggas
bro.
like Big Scar and like these other people. Like I be listening to them and I'm just like, yo, like I find it like even like Tiger, Big Sean too. Like I find it amazing that sometimes like the beat could be so simple, but like their flow really makes the song. Cause like the beat could be a real like could probably be like 2-3 notes in that shit. No funny
Facts.
shit. Like
Sidebar. That's the first time
Straight
Ray.
hi-hats.
That's the first time Ray has ever bigged up Big Sean and Tiger.
I always say Big Sean has flow.
Nah, Ray likes Tiger. Don't you like Tiger?
No,
He
how?
said,
Somebody said
nah, I
like
like
Tiger.
Big Sean, not Tiger.
I don't like Big Sean either, but I always say he has flow and he bodies his features. That's it.
I've always heard
Somebody
you just say
said
he's
they like
whack.
Tiger.
Don't like. I think it was Fredo.
Tiger's a legend.
Yeah.
Oh
like,
nah.
Okay, so
Tiger
what's
sounds
Tiger's
like
Fredo?
it.
Somebody
He a
said
Cali legend, low key.
Cali legend.
Cali
I'll
legend,
take the
low-key.
Cali legend. Niggas was trying to make it seem like he
Doo-doo.
a
Nah,
game
he
legend. Feel me?
Nah,
Like,
he like
I
a Cali
always say
legend.
that song, bro.
That song go hard.
But with that same question, it's like the hot nigga beat. You know, even I think Lloyd Banks was on that beat
Yeah.
before Bobby Shmurda,
Facts.
and you would say that Lloyd Banks is a better rapper than Bobby Shmurda, right? So it's like why he didn't pop off if it was the beat.
That's a fact.
Because
Honestly,
again, what do you? I mean, we
I had
vibe
to
to
dance
Bobby
to it,
Shmurda
though.
It was dead to
lyrics.
dance.
it was
bro.
gonna say you had to dance to it.
Right,
too.
right.
It was really the dance that
right.
put Bobby over the hump, and niggas wanted that
Again,
new,
just more than the beat, more than the
Yeah.
person who made the beat, you know.
Yeah.
So it's the flow,
Shout
it's
out to
all the
Lil
extra
Beats.
stuff, you know, and that engineer or that producer probably was, yo,
Facts.
chill, do this, do that, you know. So
Yeah, so I guess what we garnered from this is that everything all encompassing needs to be highlighted every time a song comes out.
That's a
Like
fact.
we need to highlight the artist, highlight the
Big
producer,
up
highlight
everybody.
the engineer. Everybody involved needs to be known and like on the
Facts.
track, on the
Everyone
credit
needs their
list.
credit, man.
Yeah, exactly.
and it's a different reason why something is hot.
That's a
Each
fact.
time it's a case by case basis.
For sure. So, right, we're gonna close out the microphone check with that. So now we're gonna get into a power-packed free segment. Our free
we might not
segment.
even get through all this.
A free segment is basically anything. It's anything we want to talk about, any random topic. For those that don't know, I feel like this drop I just got speaks to the situation ongoing that's popular right now on social media, which we're gonna kind of dive into. Not really. So.
How the fuck would you show me something if I couldn't have it then?
So I think that drop really goes into this. So we're gonna start here with it. So friendships and business. Like, where do you even want to start with friendship and business, Ray? Because I mean, I have a lot to say about friendship and business, but I want you to start where you wanted to start at.
Well, with friendships and business, you know, obviously with everything going on popular, this comes from, you know, the whole Joe Budden thing and everything. But I wanted to dive deeper into like basically when it comes to friendship and business, I personally feel depending on how strong the friendship is, I feel like it could coincide. That's just me personally. Depending on how strong the friendship is between you and your counterparts.
Okay.
But I can understand why they don't mix. Because sometimes, you know, they say you put a whole bunch of money in front of somebody, you're going to see how they really act. You don't know. Just like if you want to talk about a whole different spectrum, sometimes even living with your friends could, like, for me, just drive people apart.
I've experienced it.
Feel me? So, I mean, I always say, like, with friendships and business, like I said, to me, I feel like they could coincide depending on how strong the friendship is. But I was more so talking about, like, when people do fall off, like, if you have a group of friends, when people do fall off, how does that affect the group now? Because it's like, I mean, we've experienced it even amongst our own, like, for a little transparency, we've experienced this amongst our own friends group. Between certain people, you feel me, they fell out. I recently have fallen out with somebody, feel me? It's more so like, how does it affect the group? Because it's like, we know we're all going to see each other eventually. How do we avoid it being, can we avoid it being awkward? Can we move past it? Can we be cordial? Like, how does this work? Especially, like, I feel like this, especially amongst men, because I feel like women know how to cover this more. I'm not going to lie, I'm not trying to hate. I actually commend them, like, they're able to be more cordial. I feel like women are able to be more cordial than us. Like, men is more so like, I think so. Because I feel like sometimes with men, it's more so like, we either avoid it or we just like, it's cutting ties. Like, for me, like, I'm not going to be in the same room as that person. Right. So the same thing as avoiding, but it's more so like, I feel like niggas don't know how to be as cordial as we think. So I just wanted perspective, like, based on, like, even our own experiences, like I said.
All right. So, I mean, I'll take it here. So when it comes to specifically friendship and business, I don't believe that they really mix. I do think the friendship can make the business stronger. I'll say that. But I don't think they mix together. I think business has to be straightened out beyond the friendship first. So, like, to be to relate it to us, like we've always talked about, we're not making any money right now off this, but when we do, hopefully, and when we do, like we have to just
Is it
split.
4?
We have to.
I thought it was 5.
Oh, there you go. There you go, right there.
See, that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
There you go, 4 or 5. They ain't left somebody out.
You know what I'm saying? It's like now you got to start really talking and like really having matter of fact discussions, because you can't be like, yo, we boys, this is how it was supposed to go. It doesn't work that way. You know what I'm saying? And like, if we have even outside people, because like it could be a situation where like somebody might fuck with Ray and not really fuck with us like that. And Ray might have to break us off a piece of what he's getting. You know what I'm saying? You never know. So like business has to be taken care of first before we can add the friendship aspect to it. So that's where I stand with that.
People
Now,
also start getting nitpicky too, because they could be like, "Oh, you're not pulling as much weight as me, so I feel like I should get paid
Right.
more." and all
Right,
this,
so
this, and
yeah,
that.
that's what I was kind of going to get into too. So I think that it can coincide personally. Maybe I'm just optimistic about it. I think it depends on the relationship, because I feel like me and my brother, we go at it all day, you know. But it's funny we say the same thing. So it's like you can do it because he knows. It's like he was trying to call me snaky when I was trying to talk about stuff in like a potential real estate deal where it's like, I think if you come up front, the issue that we was having, like if you come up front and you spell it out, this is what we're getting, this is what we're not getting, you know, you have no issues, you know.
that's why I'm saying business might need to be taken care of up front.
Right.
I mean, that's usually how it's supposed to be
Right, but
done.
like you said, I think it gets like that, but the unknown is when everything goes south for whatever reason, you know. And I think that what we was having a discussion about and the miscommunication came in where it's like, what's the equity? And again, things that should be dealt with up front, but is one person the leader, is one person? So, you know, if you're doing real estate, and let's say all three of you guys wanted to put in for a house, you know, and only his name was gonna be on a lease or
Right.
on a mortgage or whatever. Now, asking you guys a question: does he deserve more equity? So in like the Joe Budden podcast, where he's like the leader, or he's the person with the idea, or the person that got the best credit, or whatever. Like he's, you know, when, you know, I'm not even gonna get into the details, but when you put your name on that contract stuff, it's a lot. When you're buying a property, it's a lot of stuff, a lot of money that's dealt with, you know. So would you be okay with a person saying, hey, I'm a leader, I need more equity?
Me personally, like I said, this is why I feel like amongst friends, this should work, because it's like, at least the way I'm operative, if you can be real with your friends, then like, are we really friends? Feel me?
Right.
So
right,
like,
right.
I feel like that ties into it, and also like niggas gotta know when they gotta fall in line.
Oh shit.
Feel me? Like I said, if we being real transparent, like I said, I'm not gonna call you the host of this show,
You
but
essentially
you essentially keep us on track so we don't
I will be
deviate
what you
from-
call an A mic. I
Yeah.
am the
Feel me? So like, if it came to business and stuff like that, and you know, A mics get more money than
XYZ.
B mics and shit like that, I wouldn't be mad, because I fall in line. I know I can't lead this shit, so I'm not gonna act like I can, because I can't. I'm happy that you're the A mic.
Now, let me cut you off now. Now, yo, we
can go
scream
in.
forever, but now you come in and you say, yo, nah, I want three ways evenly.
I personally wouldn't do that.
Nah, I'm not even just
But
hyper.
hypothetically-
That's what I'm saying. You got one, because that's what I was telling him.
that's
That's
what-
why we kept
yeah.
going back and
I
forth,
think
because you got one person like this, you got one person like that. So now what's the median?
I
That's
think
when
it
you
really,
gotta talk amongst
it
your
really, it
friends,
really
like-
comes down to transparency.
Right, being that honest.
I've known these niggas since 2009, 2010. So it's nothing I feel like we can't talk about.
Right.
Niggas could yell at each other, and at the end of the day, if we come to a conclusion, at the end, everything that happened before, it was well worth it. But if we need to sit down and have a conversation about something, whether it be crunching numbers or whatever the case, I feel like we would be able to do that, like without any issue at all.
I think
It also sounds good until you're actually in the
right.
moment,
And I mean,
feel me?
granted, I'll put this on wax just for now. Like he brought the idea of obviously me being A mic and A mic's getting paid more. Like honestly, keep it a bean when this whole thing, like this whole idea came together, because 1, 2, 3, 4, and then Reem when we had him. I mean, obviously Reem would be different, but like we came together and put something together. So I would never sit there and like let somebody physically pay me more than y'all just because I do this part of the show. Like,
Yeah.
you know
That's
what I'm
'cause of
saying?
the type of person
Yeah,
you
that's
are.
me. Y'all know I don't really care about money that much
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
on some like, nah, yeah, I definitely need that. Like that's not me.
it's like this, you know. Sometimes you just shouldn't do business with somebody.
Mm.
Like
That's a fact.
that's just what it is. We think I want to be a leader. You want to be a leader. Because I told my brother, if I want to be a leader, if I come to you with the idea and say, yo, this is what it is, I just need your money, you know, because we both getting perks. we both getting perks. You know, if somebody sue the property, your name not on is only his name, so you could just I lost my $10,000.
He like a solid partner,
right? It could you know, that could be a possibility.
Yeah,
so it's like you cut all ties. You only lost $5,000, $2,000. You done. You know, but him, he lost that money, and now he's fighting all of this. So again, somebody may be like he was saying, he was like, yo, I'm not budging. I want to put my name on that paper then. But sometimes it just don't work. You know, the vision, if you came, you was the leader, sometimes it don't work. And I think that's one thing, because like you said, we could talk about it all, you know, and that's why I say, where it's like, bro, you think I would snake you? Like you said, if you your man, if that's your man, if that's your brother, your family, you're going to keep it 100. You're going to say everything. And if, when you're doing business, I told them, you know, you say everything up front. I'll present the plan. And then when I get to speak, I'm going to let you know, yo, I don't think that's fair. I don't like that. I want 50% or 30% of the cut. Yeah. And, you know, y'all go from there. And unfortunately, like I said, the unknown of, I don't know how somebody gonna act when shit goes south. When that tenant not paying rent, you know what's gonna happen. When I get that big bag and somebody say, "Yo, nah, I want this amount of money," what's gonna happen?
Right, and I want to exit there because I don't want to stay here too long because we do have other things to go on to. But I do want to segue into our next question, which was, is respect earned or given? And I'll start this off. I do think respect is given until you lose it, and then after that point, you then have to earn it back from me personally. Either you earn it back or you don't. Like for me, I'm gonna, if I don't know you personally, like I didn't know Deshawn before he walked into this room, but he has my respect. Just off the strength of just being y'all friend or whatever, he has my respect. Even if I didn't know him walking across the street, like I'm gonna give him my respect. But at the end of the day, if he crossed me, then you lost it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I think respect is in a sense given. It's not really earned.
I concur. I give the same amount of respect that I do for a dude that's opening the door at McDonald's to a dude that's driving the train. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody gets the same amount of respect from me personally. And again, like what you said, it all comes back to what you do to me, or how you react to other people, or whatever the case.
Yeah, I think in that sense, like it's you know, it's given, I guess y'all would say, right? Yeah. But I think in other instances, like it's earned. Like if we at the basketball court, you gotta earn that respect.
I guess that's a different mode.
I think we talk about skills. The skill set now, you gotta earn it. You know, I gotta see something.
That's competition. You know? Like for me, that's like a different.
Right, when it's competition based, it's like, yo, you know, I respect you in a kind way and things like that. But all right, you know, how much do I'm not saying I respect your work. You know, again, being kind, but again, like you
I respect that you're here. Right. Now I just have to. For me, I have to destroy you now.
Right, you gotta
prove to me,
like,
you know what I'm saying, that you belong here. You know what I'm saying?
So you being, because you wasn't the best kid in high school. So would you say like teachers had to earn your respect?
I mean,
teachers definitely had to earn
respect. I was gonna say like
I've had 2-3 classes with Ray.
I'm at the point, you know, for me, maturity and stuff like that. I concur with y'all. I feel like there's a certain level of respect that everyone is obligated to.
Right.
For me, across the board, manners. For me, yes, thank you, please, all that. For me, that's me being respectful. For me, but to answer your question, I definitely wasn't always like that. I mean, I was respectful as far as manners and stuff was concerned, but I was always like, I don't want to say a tester, but like,
because wasn't you the person poking?
Yeah, like I gotta see, because I don't like pushovers. If I feel like I could get a one up on you, like if I know that, I'm going to expose that all the time. For me, like I'm going to if I know I could get over on you the way I was back then, it's like, nigga, why would I not do that? For me, especially with teachers. But like once I've really realized I can't get over on you, like I'm like, I can't. There's no way around this. Then it's like, I bet you've definitely earned my respect. So I definitely had to, like, even in friendships, like I said, like to this day, I can know if I'm gonna vibe with someone. It only takes like 5 or 10 minutes because I'm not changing myself. For me, like I know who I am. I like to joke around. Some people, for me, they don't joke certain ways. For me, so once I realized like we not connecting on that joking level, it's like like for me, I gotta keep you from afar. So like I still respect you. But
we can't get into certain conversations.
For me, it's just not like that. For me, that's where I've come to now.
For sure.
So that's how I am. Like I used to be the type of person that niggas had to earn my respect, but like now, it's just like I said, like everyone is obligated to a certain level of respect across the board, no matter who you are. All
right. So the next question we had up on top of the board was, what is self-sabotaging and how do you avoid it?
That's tough. I feel like you stuck in your ways.
I mean, I'll speak to this and be transparent. I feel like I've been self-sabotaging for the past probably year. I'll be honest.
Who are you telling?
I feel like I've been stopping myself because of whatever. Like, I don't even know if it's probably just comfortability. Right now I'm at a job that it's not paying me great money, but it's more than I've ever made. You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like me leaving that and taking a chance and just being quote unquote broke or whatever, like, I don't want to go back to that. Feel me? Like, there was a point in time where I was unemployed for like 6-7 months, just sitting in my bed doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, and I kind of want to go into a whole new lane after I leave this job. So it's just like, I kind of am in a sense scared, but like, I'm self-sabotage because I'm not even looking. Yeah. I'm really not even trying to like garner these skills or like you said, do the work. You know what I'm saying? That's to me self-sabotage, and I'm trying to snap myself out of it. Like, I've been like internalizing it, trying to like work through it, you know, on my inward self. But I guess me talking about it actually feels a little better right now.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what it helps me
for sure.
Talking
but
about
like,
this shit just helps.
I've definitely been in that mode for maybe the last, not a year, maybe like 8 months. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only piece I had.
Yeah, I mean, I relate to you, OD, because I mean, I feel like self-sabotage is some shit I always suffer from. Like, for me, I didn't know what it was until recently. Like, for me, you know, I've never heard what self-sabotage is, but once I realized, like, it's basically you being detrimental to yourself. From you're in your own head, talking your own self out of probably opportunities that you probably, for me, could have had, and for whatever reason in your head, it's like you talk yourself out of it. Right. And also the same way, like he was saying, like, you got to put in the work too, and you probably self-sabotaging your way out of putting in work. Like, you just, feel me, somehow, some way is like, oh, like I might put in the work and it's not going to be worth it.
You told yourself
like
no before anybody else could even tell you no.
Exactly.
That's basically what it is.
And like, I think it was Denzel or something, like, basically niggas got to learn how to fall forward. Feel me? Like, you got to not be scared to attempt it, but also not be scared to fail. And I feel like that statement is still something I'm grasping on, because it's like, I've never heard, like, that shit sounds weird to me still. Like, scared to fail. Failing is bad, but it puts like a positive connotation on it, because it's like,
you tried.
Yeah, feel me? Like,
right. I think that's exactly what it is. You know, a lot of people are just scared to fail. You know, it happens to me too. You know, it's a lot of things that, you know, I could capitalize on and things like that. And you just overthink things, you know, and I think that that's what it is. And a lot of people, and somebody told me that about myself, you know, a lot of things that I think about, and when I'm planning stuff, I always think about the negatives. And I think that that's, you know, to an extent, you got to do that, you know, and say, all right, what if this, what if that? But especially, I think it's just probably a little bit more sillier if you're thinking like, oh, I don't want to be embarrassed and stuff like that. My brother tell me it's funny because we talk about people just trying to do like skits or whatever and stuff like that. And he like, yo, you laughing, you know, but it's people out there that relate to that like that stuff, you know. It's so many things, there's so many people out there, you know, that people, and this is, I guess, speaking specifically to like content creation kind of, where it's like, it's so many people that relate to you, you know. It's just about right. It's always somebody who relate to you, you know, and it's a bunch of people. It's not just two people in the world, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's just getting that reach out, and I think just like I said, not overthinking, but it's the fear, because I suffer for that same thing. Bro.
Now, you could really be your worst enemy.
No, that's you probably are your own worst enemy, to be honest.
That's why they say sometimes you just got to do it. You know, like, you just got to do it. I always thought about getting in front of the camera and stuff like that, and you know, capitalizing on that and my platform and stuff like that. And I did it. I did a video on TikTok. It got like over 160 views or something like that. So that shit was good for me. I'm like, oh, had me hyped. And I'm like, y'all been missing out, you know, and clearly a lot of people just mess with you when you know, being yourself.
Yeah,
so.
For sure.
That's one thing I'll give women. Like, I feel like they know how to look at things in a more positive light than niggas. Like, naturally, I feel like niggas,
we're more matter of fact.
Yeah.
Like, they're a little more like, they don't think as linear. They don't think as linear as men
which
do.
Is, I mean, I commend them for it, because it's like, they know how to see the positive in the world. When niggas like us, it's just like, nah, I don't see.
Now, you a negative Nancy.
I'm OD a negative Nancy. For me, I'm a realist. I call it being like, for me, like you said,
me too.
A fact is a fact. Same thing with me. For me, I can't. It's like the Russians. For me, there's no gas. For me, like, I'm not gonna act like, for me, there's no gas out in the world. Like, there's a possibility one day I might wake up within the next month and I might not be able to find guys.
Right.
That's kind of scary. I'm not gonna front.
I feel that. But moving on. Next question we had off here is this is actually my question. Is ignorance really bliss, or is it better to know the truth? Now, I pondered this question. I've actually had this on my topic list for like months, and I haven't really had a chance to bring it out. I just felt like it didn't fit the show we were doing. But either way, it's like, my thing is like, because people say, you know, ignorance is bliss, da-da-da-da. But I'm like, is it really better to not know about something?
But didn't you say, like, from a past comment that you said that you didn't like knowing certain things, like you had too much access to information or something like that?
No, I said we as a generation have too much access to just too much information. And like I was saying that,
right or wrong.
that's what I'm saying. Like this kind of goes twofold. You know what I'm saying? Whereas we have access to a lot of information, so a lot of things that we end up having problems with, and all these movements and all that stuff come from just having so much information. Whereas now our focus is so many places because there's so many things to look at.
I think it honestly depends on the situation. Like, I'm okay with being ignorant to something if I want to learn it and if I'm being taught it. You know, there's nothing wrong with being taught new things. But when it comes to like basic human rights and stuff like that, like there's no reason why you should be ignorant to those type of situations.
So case by case.
Yeah. At least for me.
Yeah, I think it's definitely case by case, and you know, whatever we're talking about there. But I think in the grand scheme of things, I think I do lean towards ignorance is bliss, because I think to ask the question a different way is like, you know, would you have something and have it taken away or not have it at all? And I think I would not have. I think I would rather not have it at all, because you don't know what you're missing. You know, so if you don't know what's out there, you know, you don't know. But you know, of course, I think when it comes to like culture and stuff like that, it's like, all right, you may not know, and sometimes, you know, that could be a disadvantage to some people. You know, where it's like, yo, they truly don't know, and I sometimes try to cut people slack, you know, whenever it comes up, but sometimes people just don't know. And I think that that's just the miscommunication in life, you know. A lot of things is understanding, you know, so if you don't understand somebody, you should try to get to know them, but for the most part, I'd rather just not experience something. If it's bad, I don't know if it's good.
I'd rather not.
You're going to be tight, you know, now or something like that, like, damn.
Sometimes you could drive yourself crazy trying to, feel me?
Exactly.
Like, you get exposed to something, and now you, feel me, all the questions, the certain questions, like, is there a God? How does it feel after death? Like, people spend the rest of their lives trying to figure that out.
Right.
You feel me? Yeah, right. Because when I think of this question, I think of the Matrix scene when the nigga was like, would you rather the red pill or the blue pill?
Right.
And I'm just like, before, I used to really want to know everything.
Right.
And now that I basically have a good grasp of everything, I don't want to know shit, bro. Because like I said, we feed into, like I said, the negative Nancy. Like, that shit makes you hopeless, bro. Like, how much documentaries have I watched where the government did some shit on purpose to basically kill niggas for money? And now it just makes me feel like, bro, like, we're living in a helpless society. Like, that's how I be thinking about this shit like this.
Right.
And it's like, yo, I would have much rather just, like, not known this shit.
For
like,
sure.
I seek so much knowledge since I was young, but now I feel like I just know too much. Like, I wish I could take all this shit back. I'm not going front.
100%. There's mad stuff I wish I didn't know.
Would you guys like to know what day you're going to die?
No.
Nah.
I'm 50-50 on that.
No, I don't want to know.
Nobody want to know? You want to know?
You would know? You would know?
Why you want to know?
Mike.
Because I'd want to do all the wild shit possible before I die. Before I'm wilding out.
I feel you.
That's respectable. What about you though?
I don't think I want to know. Again, I think I'm an ignorance is bliss type of person, but it's pros and cons, because like somebody say, it's like you could do whatever the fuck you want. You could go skydiving, you could be driving 100 miles per hour on the road, and you know you're not you know, but like I said, you know, you may be in a car that you're not gonna die. I mean, you can still get paralyzed, you know, it's details, but like you may not die, somebody else may die.
Like, you could be walking down the block and some shit just hit you in your head. That's it. Like,
right. But to know you're not gonna die, yes, I would do a lot of I don't know. I would do a lot of stuff.
I would rob a bank and leave my family all the bread. I'm dead the next day.
I get you.
You can lock me. I'm dead. So
I get you.
hide all the bread.
That's probably how you die. Trying to hide the
probably
bread. Trying to hide the bread. That's how you die. You thought like, yeah, I knew the day.
Nigga, you might even try to cheat your own death after that on some Final Destination shit, for me.
That's probably what you're gonna probably end up doing.
You try to do that shit.
Don't
Don't
all
work.
the best doctors with the stolen bread.
Nah.
It don't work.
Until you have a heart attack.
Until the doctor stab you in your head or some shit.
That's
You
what I'm
tight.
saying. Like, damn, you had an Ed doctor or something.
Exactly.
You never know how it's gonna come to you, bro. You never know.
What was that Dr. Kevorkian that be killing people and shit?
Oh, like on purpose?
Yeah.
It's Dr. Kevorkian.
Yep.
Facts.
You don't want that.
All right, so
That's different though. Because them niggas were in pain. Like, they were dying.
Facts.
They wanted to die. They actually wanted to die.
That's a
he's
fact.
pulling the plug, bitch.
Yeah. I mean, he just helps them.
All right, so what we're gonna do? We're gonna end it right here on this last question. We're gonna end it on a real positive note. What is something you've accomplished as an adult that your younger self would be proud of?
Me personally is going away to college and actually finishing. In my neighborhood, no funny shit. Everybody that I grew up with, probably me and 2 other people are the only ones that went to college. I think I'm the only one that graduated. Like in my neighborhood, bro. Like growing up, college wasn't a thing. I feel like our generation is what made college cool. Like in the grand scheme of
In a
things.
sense, yeah.
Because when I was 13, 12, nigga, there wasn't really people around me that was coming back from college and shit like that. I had a couple cousins here and there, but you know what I'm saying? So definitely going away to college and finishing.
I'm probably gonna say the same shit. Like I said, college, bro. Like I said, I'm a first generation kid. For me, you know, nobody in my family went to college. I think they went to like trade school and shit like that. So nobody went to college, let alone graduated. So I did both. So I could have for me, it's probably the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life. No lie, like, but I did it. So I'm happy I did it.
Yeah, and I think for me, like I said, just being in these companies and stuff like that is something that my younger self would be proud of, you know, taking these risks. But going back, I think you had mentioned high school. Like, I graduated high school with a 67 overall GPA.
Nigga, just me.
You know, yeah. I mean, I always knew the work. I was just disruptive, quote unquote. You know, right. So, you know, I turned it around. I started in community college and stuff like that. You know, I didn't even
know that.
Yeah. I went to Bronx Community College and then I transferred and stuff like that. And nobody would think, you know, that I would be doing what I'm doing and stuff like that. Man. So, you
it's
know.
not how you start.
Right. So, definitely, I would say that.
Younger self, myself at the young age, probably proud because like I've done things that I probably didn't even imagine at a young age I'd ever be doing. You know what I'm saying? Because when I was younger, I always thought like I'd be like 6'2", so I thought I'd be playing ball. Like my mom always tell me like, yeah, you're gonna be taller than your pops. My pop's 6 feet flat. My brother, little I know,
I was gonna say
my brother is like 6'1", but that
Mm.
happens in my family. I didn't really peep the lineage till I looked at him. Like all the younger siblings get mad big. Like even my father is the youngest out of his siblings. So like, you know what I'm saying? That's how it worked. But either way, like I stepped into things I just didn't think I would do. Like I ain't never think I would dance. Especially I danced in high school. Then I danced in college. I did not see that coming at all. I did not see this podcast coming at all. You know what I'm saying? So I've been just stepping into different things. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't model, but like I fake be doing a photo shoot thing here and there. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like I just stepped into different realms. And like when I was a kid, I was kind of scared to step out of a certain box. Like I knew basketball and that was pretty much it. Like
he was a little shy nigga too. I remember the first time I met him, he was in the corner of math class, bro. Nigga like 4'9", like not talking to nobody and shit like that. Now look at you, man.
Did we play ball the first we met each other?
Yeah.
That nigga wasn't shy when I met him.
I mean, but ball was ball. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I knew I could play. So I was like, like that was that. But, like, you know what I'm saying? Actually, you know what? Fuck it. For content purposes, we're going to throw this in here. If we got to cut something, we got to cut something. Right. But, because we still got a little time. Last topic of the night. Would you let your kid become a cop?
I would.
We actually...
Yeah, I switched it up.
Talking behind the scenes, we upped it. It was like, what would you rather, your son or daughter to be a cop or go in the army?
Cop.
I'm choosing the army.
I'm good off the army.
I
don't even know the answer still, bro.
I can't, because I really don't want to send you to the army, but I
they tell the boys in the hood.
I'm jacking the
army.
They
no place for a black man in the army.
That's true. Yeah, no, because
there's no black man to be a cop too, really though. Like
it isn't, but
John Singletary. I was talking about favorite directors and stuff. That's my dude. R.I.P.
That nigga, facts. R.I.P. That man. That nigga's nice.
Yeah, bro.
Nah, because my cousin actually said that to me. Like he said, there's no place in the in the army for a black man. There's like in the military and shit like that. So I guess I would pick.
I feel like there's no place for.
It's like either or,
bro. Bro, you got a job. That's what you want to do, bro. You chose your path. I'm not mad at you, bro.
Disappointed?
Nah, I'm not mad at you. Just be a good cop. That's all.
If
you one of the bad ones, if you one of the suckers, where it's like you just you know terrorizing, right? If you terrorizing doing that other stuff, then I can't jack that. But if you upstanding, you trying to change the vision, I'm with it. I'm down for that.
I guess I was choosing the army because like the army. It's like
either or not bad.
But before after boot camp, depending on how long you sign up for me, it'll be 2 years and you're done. You still reap the benefits and everything after that. I guess if somehow the country goes into
go serve your country. Why you don't go be acting? See, everybody got the plan and y'all
I'm just saying,
like, get out. I'm gonna do basic.
I just feel like it's more acceptable. Like you being a cop, like you gotta do that shit for 20 years before you get your pension and shit like that. For me, you actually risking your life for 20 years, depending on what it is you want to do. Army, you're risking your life, but it's a means to an end. If you really don't want to make a career out of it.
Personally, I'm not trying to go to war.
No, I hear you.
No,
I mean,
yeah,
I'm not a
definitely
superhero
gonna do
either. I'm not a hero. Like, that's why I'm not a cop.
Yeah.
Or I'm not a lifesaver. Don't call me. Don't call me.
Nah, I don't want. I
I
always said if nothing works out in my life, I'm gonna be a bad cop. But I'm
not gonna be a cop. I'm gonna be a bad cop.
Training day,
But I'm not gonna last. I'm not gonna last long because I'm only gonna be fucking with white people. So it's over.
Oh, that's a bad cop. Like,
That's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna last long.
There's a lot. What's the length you gonna go? That's what I'm saying. Like, Denzel on Training Day, or are you just gonna be, terrorizing?
I'm gonna just give. I'm like in Shameless. I'm gonna be like Carl. I'm gonna just give mad rich people tickets. Like, oh, here.
Alright, that's fair. That's not harmless. That's harmless.
But with that being said, we're going to close out with that, man. Deshawn, thanks for joining us,
Appreciate
man.
you.
I really
Thank
enjoyed
y'all.
the conversation. I really enjoyed the gems you dropped. But with that being said, make sure everybody likes, comment, subscribe if you made it to this point in the episode. We really love the growth that we come this far to get. So with that being said, I'll end the episode here.